Hello everyone, welcome back. And today we're going to be talking to Mr. Waina, who is an alumni of IESE. So, Mr. Waina, could you please introduce yourself to our applicants?
Of course, yeah. My name is Waina. I just finished my MBA at IESE in Barcelona. I was really interested in the tech industry, and I managed to do my internship at Google in Paris over the summer.
Okay. So, what particularly made you apply for an MBA? I see that you have quite a lot of work experience from your previous study education. So, what made you suddenly decide for an MBA?
Yeah, so I worked mostly in startups during my career, and in the end, I was an independent consultant, and I was advising companies on implementing ERP solutions. It was becoming a very niche kind of sector, and I was becoming an expert, but I thought that if I continued, I would do this my entire life. And I wanted to, open my origins, become a better manager, and learn a little bit more about the economy in general.
Okay. And any particular reason that you chose IESE over any of the other schools?
I mean, I applied to lots of different schools. What appealed to me the most with IESE was, Barcelona. It's a really nice place to be for 2 years. It also ranked quite high in the FT rankings for European school. I think the price tag was really interesting compared to the American counterparts. And yeah, I visited the campus because, I was in Europe. It was a very short ride or flight away. So I took a plane. I came to visit the school, and they really made me feel welcome. They organized lunch with other students that were from Belgium. They toured me around. I sit in a class, and the vibe was really serious, but welcoming at the same time. So helped me make my mind for sure.
Okay. So any student who is getting into an MBA has a particular set of skills he wants to achieve, or personal development that he wants. What in your case, what was it? What were you expecting out of the MBA, and have you got that?
So I think I had a very open mind when I started the MBA. We all have stories that we tell when we apply, but it changes while you're there. So for me, I wanted to be in a large tech company. I wanted to work for Google or Facebook and so on. So in terms of skills, I think it was more about like learning new stuff, learn how to solve problems in a very, cohesive and very structured way. And I think the MBA has helped me a lot with that. I think also, which I didn't know in advance, but it just makes you a little bit more worldly, you know about investment banking, you learn to know about operations and stuff like that I had no really idea or didn't really know before the MBA.
Okay. So I was doing some research and I came across Modmate. Could you explain what that is actually?
Sure. So it was born during the MBA. So Modmate is the startup I'm currently working on. Basically, during the MBA, we are taught how to take job interviews. We do mock interviews with peers, but also with alumni, with other people that work there. And we practice this a lot to make sure that when the time comes, we're ready to be the best at the job interview. And I realized that, it was not rocket science. It was very, knowledge that was available, but that was just never taught to me. And so I decided to create this application online, this website, where you can train to take job interviews. So it generates questions, it analyzes your answers, and then gives you like tips to improve.
So just out of curiosity, is it a free app or do we need to register and pay? Or because many of our students would actually love this idea of going and giving an interview, a practice interview.
So for now and for students, it's completely free. The idea is really to help people who don't have the occasion to go to an MBA or have the deep pockets to hire a coach or tutor to practice online for free. We are working on a paid version, but that will more likely be a B2B. So we're going to sell this platform to recruiters in companies, and they're going to use the same skeleton to recruit people. But for individuals to train, it's completely free. And I believe it's going to stay so for a very long time.
Okay. So as I was saying, I was doing a bit of research and I found your professional trajectory is very, very, very interesting. You worked with Google, you've blogged during your time at IESE, and you are developing a game, the Nasty Consultant. You founded Modmate, we've talked about it. And then you also have a digital chat box. I mean, digital version of you with which we can chat to know more about you. So what inspires you? All these things, how do they...
Yeah, I think, and I think the MBA kind of helped me like figure out those things. I knew I was kind of creative before, but I was kind of, you know, you're scared of what people are going to say or what they're going to think. And at some point during the MBA, I really realized that what was, you know, special about me compared to my peers or something. It was like that creative spirit. And so during the second year, when I had more time, I really embraced that, and I just you know, tried to do some creative things that came to my mind, and you know, convinced that one of them would be like some kind of breakthrough, and hopefully with Modmate we'll do something great.
No, actually, I talked about the Nasty Consultant, the game, with a few of my friends, and they were actually interested. They were like, "Is it a mobile game or is it a PC game?" I said, "As far as I know, I think it's a PC beta
Yeah,
version."
so it's browser based, but you can also, we're also on the Google Play Store, so I think
Oh,
you can find us, like there's an
okay.
app as well if you're interested.
Okay. So I come almost to the last question. So the MBA journey, when it starts off, it's not very easy. People are intimidated by the entire process. So what was the most difficult part for you? And how would you advise coming applicants to work on their application process?
So so for the application, I think the hardest part for me was definitely the GMAT. You know, while you're working on the side, and it's kind of hard to take the time and the commitment, right, to only do that for a few months, or you know, depends on the people. So for me, it's like, you know, my advice would be to take it slowly. You know, it's a long process. You're not going to be able to do it in a week, so making sure that it's going to be long, and like stay focused. I think the forums help me a lot. You know, for difficult questions, you can find people online that can help you, and this was definitely helpful. I think for the rest of the applications, it's really about finding something that is special about you. You know, you don't need to cure cancer or be like some kind of genius. I think it's authenticity and something special about you that will tell the admissions that there is potential in you.
Okay.
So, you know, whatever you do in your part-time, yeah, I think everyone has something special about themselves, and it's really to find that angle to make the story, you know, compelling and interesting.
Okay. So, final question. You have worked with Dr. Hubert Silly. So, how was your experience with him? How was your collaboration like?
I think Dr. Silly was a very, very demanding coach slash professor, which, you know, is required to apply for those type of schools. It was really hard, but I'm really grateful because he kind of, you know, inspired me with the energy I needed to put in the process. I mostly did GMAT exercises and GMAT training with him, and really like the method. But it's more than the method. I think it's the professor itself that was kind of harsh and could see through, you know, unmotivated candidates and stuff like that, and really helped me push through the, the whole GMAT process.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope you all the best for this mock meet as well as the game.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope I can help applicants.